Hey, good afternoon. I'm back. For those of you who saw my first video, I've been getting a lot of responses regarding a hot topic, hot issue, which is abortion, pro-choice, pro-life. And with this election coming, they're trying to say, "Oh, this is the Romney's not pro-woman, Obama's pro-woman. Look at these Republicans. They're going to take away a woman's right to choose and with their reproductive rights. And women are saying, don't tell me what I can do with my vagina." I mean, this is ridiculous. I get to the point I can't be silent anymore. As Edmund Burke said, "For evil to prevail is when good men do nothing." And it's time, especially us men, to speak up. Okay? I feel like that comedian Sam Kinison. I want to go, ow, 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 and just scream and go, listen, because it gets to that point, guys. Look, let's just get to the bottom line, okay? Pro-choice, pro-life. First off, pro-choice is not pro-choice. I said that in my last video. Pro-choice means pro-abortion. There's no other choice. Planned Parenthood, if you walked in there, and if they were truly a pro-choice organization, they would give the woman all the information again. She would get a sonogram to hear the heartbeat. She would get a 3D ultrasound. She would get counseling for options, for adoption, to keep the baby. She would get to see information of what post-abortive psychological harm it's done to women who had abortions, who later had children. You would see things as far as what it could do to the health. Breast cancer percentages go up when you get an abortion. To see actual film. If they showed a film, actual films of aborted babies, not fetuses, pieces of fingers, hands, eyes, what a partial birth abortion is. If that baby 5 seconds later was actually, the head was taken out, I mean, come on. People would say this is ridiculous. Now, I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this thing. I'm not, if you have had an abortion in your life, I'm not here to judge you, okay? Back when I was younger, if I would have got a woman pregnant, I would have opted for abortion. There's no way I would have had a kid. Until I saw my son, when my wife was pregnant. I never wanted kids, okay? I was selfish. I never wanted to have children. I come from a family of 5. But when my wife was pregnant with her baby, not fetus, when Dolores got pregnant, nobody said, when the news was announced, nobody said, "So how's your fetus doing? How's that little blob of tissue doing?" No. "How's your baby doing?" Anyway, when I saw that ultrasound of my son, I mean, it blew my mind. I saw his facial features. I mean, and we knew what sex he was based on certain things we saw. That was a human life right there. If they had said, "Look, Ron, Kyle has these issues, and you're going to need to give your left lung or whatever," I would have done it immediately to save his life. Yet he hadn't done anything for me. I hadn't met my son yet. But when I saw that ultrasound and heard his heartbeat, that was, that was me. That's part of me. I'm looking at that ultrasound, and I couldn't fathom killing that human being. But the pro-choice lobby, which is backed by Planned Parenthood, you guys need to do your due diligence and study what Planned Parenthood is about. You need to find out who the founder of Planned Parenthood is. Her name was Margaret Sanger. You need to check her out, guys. She was a eugenicist. If you don't know what that's about, eugenicist is where they basically create master races and population control. Adolf Hitler was a pure eugenicist who actually took eugenicist to the next level and wanted to purify to make a master race. It's true. Don't take my word. Check it out. Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, had these abortion clinics put in strategic areas, minorities, and that type of stuff, to eliminate these races. Bottom line. So, when someone says they're pro-choice, they're pro-abortion. Because pro-choice, again, is where a woman, and again, I'm not telling a woman what to do with her reproductive rights. Who am I to tell her that? Okay. However, Once she gets that, and my computer's doing that wacky thing again. Once she gets all the information, okay, and she's able to make an informed choice. Once she gets everything on the table, pro and con, wow, this is a life. She sees the ultrasound, she gets all that. Then she has a right to choose what to do with her body. Okay? But I believe once a woman gets all that information, she'll make the right choice and she'll choose life. Whether it's to keep the baby or put it up for adoption or whatever. Okay? I'll give you an example. A woman has a right to choose. And she's on the way to an abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood, whatever it is, to abort that baby. So on the way to choose to abort that pregnancy, to terminate it, I blow through a red light and I smash into her car. Okay? Because of the accident, that unborn fetus dies. I'm charged with vehicular manslaughter for the life of the unborn. Okay? Yet the woman, in her choice, was on the way to the abortion clinic to terminate the pregnancy. It's not murder if it's inside an abortion clinic? How does that work? In California, Modesto, Lacey Peterson, she's I think she's in her third trimester with the baby. Her husband, Scott Peterson, murders Lacey Peterson and dumps her off in the bay. Okay? When they find Lacey Peterson, they find the umbilical cord and the skeleton of the remains of her fetus. Okay? That baby all of a sudden was a baby. His name was Connor. He had an identity. He was a viable life. And Scott Peterson went to trial and was convicted of double homicide. But if Lacey was in her choice was on the way to get a partial birth abortion, which, in case you don't know, was the baby is delivered except to the head. The head's still inside, and they put forceps in and suck out the brains. Okay? That's not murder. However, if that baby was fully delivered and then you put the forceps in, that's murder. It's called infanticide. Had Lacey, in her choice, decided to go kill Connor, to terminate the pregnancy, that's not murder. I don't get it, guys. What is it? And people say, oh, well, what if for the life of the mother? Yeah, that's why I believe abortion still should be legal. Rape. Well, I know of a lady that she's on YouTube, and she gives her whole testimony how she was a product of rape. And she has an awesome story. There's this guy, he's a minister, his name's James Robinson. You can Google his name. He is like a Billy Graham. He's reached millions of people for the gospel of God. And he was a product of rape. So should they have been basically murdered for the crime of the father? So they execute the baby because of the rape. So the woman goes through this terrible ordeal of rape. This has got to go through an abortion. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, what is it? Is it a viable life or is it not? Is it murder when you take the life of the unborn in a robbery or a homicide or a car accident, but not when the same human being is taken in an abortion clinic? I just don't understand that. And that's something that, again, if you've had an abortion, for those that still choose to get an abortion after all the information they get, knowing that's a viable life, seeing the heartbeat, seeing the ultrasound, you know what? That's between them and their God, if they believe in God, or between them and their conscience. You know the word conscience. Con means with, science means knowledge. That's what the word conscience comes for, with knowledge. We know we shouldn't steal. We know we shouldn't murder. We shouldn't commit adultery. We know that. That's why we have a conscience. We know deep down inside. And I believe that conscience just doesn't form by mere accident. I believe that God had His law, and it was written on tablets of stone. And now that law is written on our hearts. That's what our conscience is. We know certain things. You get that feeling, oh, I don't feel good about that. That's your conscience. So, this election thing to say, oh, the other party's anti-woman's rights it's bullcrap. Because they're not. Okay? A woman has a right to choose. Right? However, she needs to get all the information, everything on the table. I believe once a woman sees an ultrasound of that fetus, hears the heartbeat, sees everything, sees actual photos of aborted babies. I've seen them. I mean, as a man, I bawl my eyes out because I have a son. You know, to see a partial birth abortion, if they show that procedure, that medical procedure on television, it would end tomorrow. Okay? Will Romney, if he gets elected, appoint Supreme Court justices that are more leaning towards pro-life? Absolutely. That's his worldview. Will they make abortion illegal? I don't think that'll ever happen, guys. Will they make it legal only for certain instances? Yes. Abortion shouldn't be used for birth controls. Look, I'm going to be up front. If you're going to spread your legs and get pregnant, hey, you know what? And you get pregnant, hey, oh well, I don't think you should go up and go get an abortion and kill that human being. I mean, think about it. Most people that are pro-abortion have already been born. They should thank God in heaven, thank their parents that their mother chose to carry them to full term and not abort them. I mean, think about it. All these millions of abortions we've had, abortions for just convenience. We could have aborted the person that cured cancer, or could have aborted a great leader, a great musician, a great athlete, a great doctor. I mean, oh my gosh, think about it. You know, you think about, why is there so much turmoil in the world? Well, maybe we've aborted someone who would get the Nobel Peace Prize, or somebody who would come up with an awesome invention to help with our ecological issues, with smog, with alternative energy sources. I mean, think about it. I want you guys to go check out this documentary. Go online and go to www.180movie.com. I want you to watch it with an open mind. Check this thing out, okay? This is a huge issue. Unfortunately, it's a political issue as well. It's a political football. I think we need to vote our conscience, especially us parents. I look at my 11-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, and he just turned 12, and I can't imagine that we would have chose to abort him. He is such a blessing in our lives. He's awesome. Now, and regardless of your political persuasion, I mean, look behind me. I noticed on my last video, there's pictures of John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was a Democrat, okay? However, John F. Kennedy would be considered Republican now. The Democratic Party has gone so left-wing and so liberal, it's ridiculous. And yes, there are far right-wing conservatives, nut jobs on the conservative side. But I think we need to come into the middle, okay? Vote your issues. But don't let the Democratic Party try to tell you, that Romney, if you're pro-life, you're anti-woman's rights. That's a lie from the pit of hell. I'm not telling you how to vote, but come on, guys. Think about it. Think about it. Think hard. Anyway, that's all. Like Forrest Gump said, well, that's all I got to say about that. I'm done here. Again, I'd like to hear your guys' comments, because all your opinions I value, because I am tolerant whether you agree with me or not. Let's agree to disagree, but, thank God for YouTube and social media and Facebook. We can express our opinions. We can get it out there, man. And not be labeled as a bigot, anti-woman's rights, a hater. There goes my stupid computer again. It's got this, if I don't wiggle this mouse, it goes into the stupid mode. Anyway, so that's what I got to say. So I hope you guys watch this and enjoy it. And again, we'll see you on the other side. And choose life. That's what I say. Choose life. Every life is important. Every life is valued. Every life has a purpose. We're not accidents. I believe that God has purpose in His heart. Before we were even in the womb, He knew us. He created us. He formed us. And just look at the eyes of a newborn baby and tell me that's an accident. You got to be a fool, or just, I don't know. I don't know what to call you. Because again, life is precious. God bless. Have a great day. Now go take on the day. See ya.